All right, welcome back to another episode of the Power Sports Memorabilia Show. I am your host, Matt Powers. Thank you again for joining me. Please visit the website, powersportsmemorabilia.com. Also, me follow over there on Instagram at Powers Autographs. So I get this question a lot about submitting autographs after you've already had them signed and you want to get them authenticated by PSA. Now, typically this is with cards because obviously PSA slabs the cards there, but people are also sending in, other stuff that they've had signed, baseballs and photos and stuff like that. And so today's topic is going to be around, the benefits and also the downside of using a autograph submission group as opposed to sending them directly into PSA yourself. So first off, I've used a lot of submission groups. There are some really good ones out there, and there's some really bad ones out there. A lot of this stuff is out of their control, okay? They can't get PSA to work any faster or prioritize some of their stuff sometimes. So it's really not their fault. It's just the way the system is set up right now. They're getting wholesale pricing from PSA. So PSA typically doesn't really put them at the top of the leaderboard, let's just say, because they have other customers who are paying full retail that they're going to take care of well before they're going to take care of any wholesale orders, all right? So let's talk about the benefits of using a submission group for autographs, is relation to PSA. And again, this could be autograph cards that you want to send in. Now, these are not pack pulled ones. I'm talking about just IP ones that you got in person or ones you've gotten from signings. The biggest benefit of a submission group is the cheap pricing, 100%. It can be anywhere from 50%, 40%, sometimes even more off of the PSA list price there, depending on how many you're sending in, who you're sending in of, etc. For example, Mickey Mantle doesn't have a whole bunch of room on, whereas you've got a guy like, let's just say, Larry Bird, who you has a little bit more room on. So the biggest benefit, again, is the cheap pricing. Bar none, it is very, very cheap to get something authenticated going through a submission group. Another benefit is you get to actually talk to a person instead of PSA. So if you have questions on, hey, am I doing this right? What's the pricing on this? When do you expect to get it back? Hey, any updates on this? You can generally get an answer fairly quickly and don't have to go through the ringer of talking to someone at PSA. So that is a big benefit if you're one of those people that is very needy and has to know exactly where your submission is at all times. So that is those are basically the two big benefits of using a submission group. The downside is it absolutely takes forever. I feel like I'm on a ship going all around the world, and I'm just waiting for the cards or waiting for autographs to come back. It could be 3 months, it could be 6 months, and you just never really know. And then randomly something will get done, and you've always got to constantly follow up. That's my biggest pet peeve about it is, hey, it's been 4 months since I sent these back. Is there any update on these? Have you gotten these back yet? Sometimes they'll be like, oh, yeah, we got these back right here. Like, oh, okay, how long have you been holding on to them for? Or sometimes they'll say, yep, nope, no update, and again, it's completely out of their control. Another big downside of using a submission group, and this has been, I've seen other groups that do have some system like this, but most don't, is there's no online tracking system to say, hey, listen, yes, we've received your 10 autographs here, and this is the step you're in. This is when you anticipate getting them done. That way you can kind of see where you're at in the process. That at least allows you to know that the ball is rolling on your order. Nothing worse, as we all know, for people that have sent stuff into PSA, is just to have it sit there and not know what's going on forever and ever and ever. Okay, that's not a good feeling. You at least want to see the ball rolling. So a lot of these submission groups don't have any really technology that allows you to track the orders. Now, the card company that I use for card grading as far as PSA cards go, Gem Mint, you guys heard me talk about them. They have an excellent online system. Very easy to track. You know exactly what step you are in the process. But as far as the autograph authentication stuff, I really haven't seen a submission group out there that has a solid tracking system. So when should you use a submission group, before we start talking about the benefits of sending directly to PSA, one of the big benefits of using a submission group is definitely that cheap pricing. So if you are getting an autograph authenticated and you're not looking to sell it, you just want to get it authenticated for your collection and you really don't care when you get it back, then I would suggest using a submission group, 100%. If you're getting a cheap autograph done, something that is going to cost you, let's say $8 to get authenticated, or $10 or something like that, and you don't want to pay the 20 or 25 or whatever PSA charges on their site, you want to get a little bit of a discount on it, then definitely the submission group is the way to go. You will 100% save money that way. But it's definitely not for the people who are in this business of selling autographs. So if that's what you're looking to do, you want to sell something quickly, it's probably not a good idea to use an autograph submission group. So let's talk about sending it directly into PSA instead of sending it to a submission group. What are the benefits of sending it directly to PSA? Well, PSA has your item. You can go into their online portal there. You can see when it's been received, when it's shipped, all that kind of stuff. All right. Very easy to use system. You get some tracking when it ships. You also have some other options too. Some submission groups don't offer some of the express options sometimes. So if you want something done in 5 or 10 days and you want to send it directly into PSA as opposed to sending it into a submission group, having them hold it for a week or so until they send their bulk stuff in, it's a lot quicker to get your express stuff back if you send it directly into PSA, because they do offer that 5 and 10 day turnaround time. The downside of sending into PSA, of course, it's much more expensive. Larry Bird's autograph, I believe on PSA's site, is like $35 to get authenticated, which is that's a steep price. But if you send it into a submission group, you might pay, I think it was like 15 or something like that, or maybe 10, or I don't know the exact number, but it's way cheaper than going directly to PSA. So you are going to pay a lot more. I would only consider sending in your autographs direct to PSA if, first off, it's an item that you deem like, I can't lose this item. Like, this is like a very important item to me. I want to make sure that it gets to PSA, that PSA has it, that I'm not dinking around with some other person out there that I may or may not know or have met once, and they're taking my most expensive item, and then they're supposed to submit to PSA, and I don't have any information that they've gotten it. And if you're one of those people, and I'm kind of one of those people too, when it gets to like high end stuff like that, I'd rather just deal with the source and just send it directly into PSA to make sure that they've got it. All is good, and I know PSA is going to take care of the item, and I know that they're going to ship it back to me exactly the way that it should be taken care of. But you should definitely consider using PSA if you are going to be selling autographs and you want to get them back quickly. If you're, let's say, for example, the Derek Jeter signing just got done, and let's say you bought one of those, you sent in an autographed jersey, or let's say an autographed card, one of those SPs, and you want to have it slabbed and authenticated by PSA DNA, okay, yes, you're going to want to send that directly into them. Probably going to even pay the express fee of maybe 10 days to get that back. Because again, if you're going to be selling that item, it's paying an extra 50 or so bucks or $100 or so. It really doesn't make much of a difference if the card is over a $3,000 value. Plus, you'll get it back. You know that PSA has it. There's no problems with it. You're not sitting up at night worrying about what's going on with it. You feel really good about the situation. So that's when I would use PSA instead, as far as sending directly into them. You'll get that card back if you've paid the 10-day and about a month's turnaround time, sometimes less. So that's a huge advantage. And then again, you got that card in, you can sell it, you can do whatever you want with it, send it to auction, all that kind of stuff. Whereas opposed, if you sent that into a submission group, it could be 3 months, 6 months if you just don't do any express options. And that is no good feeling for an expensive item like a Jeter SP, a rookie card. So hopefully this helps you guys kind of navigate that world of submission groups. Again, if you are going to use a submission group, just make sure that it's someone that you trust, maybe someone that you've met in person, someone that has good customer service that can help you out if you've got questions and whatnot. And when in doubt, just send it direct to PSA. Okay, they'll take care of you. Yeah, it's more of a cost on your end, but you'll feel way better in the end, and you'll get some good sleep at night. So, again, visit the website powersportsmemorabilia.com. Also, give me a follow over there on Instagram @PowersAutographs, and I will see you on the next episode.